Thanks to EA for sponsoring this video. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. In this video I'm going to build a functional motel. Since for rent we are able to separate buildings into different units, and there's a little trick which allows you to make a motel like this kind of functional. You can change the rent duration, and this way you can turn this into a motel. You could also use this as a generic lot and use this for different gameplay purposes. I just know that I definitely had so much fun creating this, and I hope that you will enjoy playing in this. But before we continue, I just wanted to remind you that you can use my creator code EMERALD in the EA app and thesims.com. You can use my code at checkout. Simply click on apply promo code and type in code EMERALD to support me and my channel. I get a 5% commission, and during sales I get a 7% commission. There is currently a Black Friday sale which you don't want to miss. You can here see that you can save a lot on different Sims 4 packs, so make sure to check out the sale in the EA app and thesims.com. I was totally going for a retro vibe here. I was thinking of the type of motel that you would see in US American movies, and I was totally going for that. But I still wanted this to be set maybe in the 60s or something. It could also be present day, but the motel is so run down that no one ever took good care of it. It was never renovated, so it's still the same it was when it was built. This is kind of the story in my head when it comes to this motel, and I wanted to have a very typical shape. I wanted the interior to be extremely run down. I'm going to use a lot of wall decals, especially on the interior, so it kind of has a very happy, colorful vibe because of the colors I chose and also because of the retro vibe, but at the same time it's really dark and gloomy and a bit run down. And here I'm working on the pool. You can see that it's going around the corner almost like a heart shape. I then decided to get rid of the round shape on the right side, and I was left with this very interesting shape. So we have 3 round corners and 1 regular corner, and I just think the shape makes a lot of sense. I placed a platform behind this area here, and I don't know, it just ties the shape together, and I thought it's interesting. You know how much I love round pools, and ever since the update came out, I've been using the round pool feature instead of making my own shapes most of the time. And I'm just so happy about this update still, so I of course had to incorporate a round pool. I wanted this to look very interesting, but I still wanted this to look like a regular motel, so I was kind of going for a combination of a very simple build and some interesting features. So I've decided to raise the pool a bit. I simply raised the foundation. I've added lots of platforms, and I've also decided to use a lot of fun colors to make this interesting. I also used a combination also for the furniture. As you can see, I've used blue and pink, and it was such a fun build to create. I wanted this to have the vibe of a public building, so I was looking for some different signs in debug, and I found some in the base game, for example. I also used some base game debug cars to decorate everything, so it's like a nice parking lot. I really wanted this to have this type of vibe. I'm placing some windows and doors here. The windows are from Snowy Escape. I was using a low wall height at first, so I wanted to have windows which aren't too tall. I'm going to make some changes to the wall height. I wanted this to look very flat because I feel like this always gives some mid-century modern vibes. You cannot have like too tall walls and everything, just the dimensions of the build, so I was trying to make it this way. I then used these beautiful blue windows. I think they are from high school years. I just wanted to have another pop of color, and I then started to apply color to the walls, and I wasn't sure at first. I initially wanted to have blue walls, and I then wanted to have some pink details in other areas, but I thought, no, I'm just going to make the exterior pink and it's going to be so fun. And then we have this mint green color, and I feel like the whole build just looks like bubblegum. It looks so fun, and I just wanted to incorporate a lot of colors while still making it look retro. I was specifically going for these colors to create this vibe in combination with the shape of the building and everything. And I also placed some palm trees. I built this in Oasis Springs because I felt like the whole desert vibe, it just always reminded reminds me of like mid-century modern architecture. It just makes sense. So I decided to build it on the 50 by 50 lot in Oasis Springs. I then placed a round foundation piece on the ground. I applied a fence from high school years, and I then made the fence a bit bigger, and I just filled in the space at the bottom using the same mint green floor. And I just placed some more lounge chairs down there, and I then started to work on the parking lot area. I placed the Space Game debug cast there, and here I'm using a lighting stripe from a spa day. These are supposed to be used inside a pool, for example, on the ground, and I like to use it for all kinds of different things, and I really like to use it for this type of stuff, for example, when I'm working on a parking lot or when two different floor types are meeting. I also used so many hedges. I feel like hedges are always amazing, and I feel like I'm using them in most of my builds, also in my mansion builds, but hedges also in general have a retro vibe to them somehow, and I feel like it just really made sense to use them for this build. I applied this foundation color from House Ranch because the texture, like the whole look, gave me some retro vibes, and I then also placed the hedges in front of it to add a little bit more detail. I then expanded the build a bit. I wanted to have this, like the area in the front where you would ask for a room, I wanted this to be a bit bigger, and I just felt like it looked a little too bland and boring, so I made some changes to this. And I used these planting pots from Debug, which are part of City Living, for the palm trees. I felt like they are just perfect for this. I had some space left on the left side, so I just thought, okay, this is another parking lot, and I just decided to have like this individual parking lot there because I was running out of space, and I felt it could be like the parking lot for the manager, for example. This way it just made sense to have only one individual parking lot, and one of the rooms is going to have its own terrace, and it's only really this one individual room. It's where the palm trees are in the back, because the layout of the build just it just happened in a way, and I thought, okay, why not? And I also decided to use some of the doors from Equalize Life for this. They also give me retro vibes, and they are perfect for this type of vibe. And here I'm placing lots of signs and different items from Debug. I just stumbled upon all these different signs and objects, and I thought this would just turn this motel into a proper motel. It just really made it look like a nice community lot. There's a surveillance camera and different things. I also placed lots of cubes from the Desert Lux kit. I just wanted to decorate the roof a bit. I really like to use a platform to create a nice flat roof, and then like you have a little overhang and it's looking really cute, but still I always feel like something is missing. And here in this case, I just thought, okay, I'm just going to use some of the cubes to make it look really good. And I then started to furnish. So you can see that each room, of course, has its own bathroom, and I was trying to make it look very run down. It's really sparsely furnished. It's not looking really good or inviting. I really wanted this to be a bit run down and not like the beautiful type of luxurious motel. I was just going for this really kind of scary vibe in a way, I guess. And I was also trying to find some furniture items which did look run down, but also a bit retro. For example, this bookshelf thingy, which is from Get Famous, I think. Get Famous has a lot of mid-century modern items, so this was kind of perfect. I also used counters from City Living because they come in a like rundown version. I just placed a small fridge and a microwave so the Sims could prepare some food. I placed a trash can. And he initially wanted to have like another bed in the room, so it's like for a family or something, but I was running out of space. I'm going to get rid of the bed, but in another room which is bigger, I'm going to have like a wall which is separating the room, and there will be a second bed. I just wanted to have a variation in different rooms. I decided to use the theme, carpet, and wallpaper for all rooms because it's a motel and a lot of the rooms will be similar, and the same goes for the furniture. I simply decided to use different swatches for the beds and the tables. I also combined different chair swatches so it seems more random, like someone bought a set of chairs but then maybe something was broken or misplaced. They replaced the chairs and now it's a different color. Like I just wanted this to look really random and not in a good shape. And I used so many wall decals. You can see how I've placed them on the wall, and it's really making this look not inviting at all. It's looking really dirty and old, and I really love this. It was so much fun. I've recently turned one of my mansions into an abandoned build, and I recently have so much fun working on these like different builds and making something a bit run down and dirty. I think it's a lot of fun. And this is kind of the area in the front. I wanted to place an ATM there. I even found like a little neon sign with a Somalian symbol. And on the inside, I was just trying to make it look like an office just a little bit. And I was just trying to place a cash register and I was just trying to make it look realistic. And here I'm already setting up the different units. So I'm using For Rent for this. And if you should grab this from the gallery, you can download it like this. And the units will be set up like this. And you only have to set the duration for the rent period. So you can really turn this into a motel, but you could also download this and turn this into a generic build. As I said earlier, you could do all kinds of different things with this. And before this video ends, I want to once again remind you that you can use code Emerald at checkout in the EA app and thesims.com to support me and my channel. You can apply the code and I get a 5% commission, and during sales I get a 7% commission. And right now there is a Black Friday sale going on, so don't forget to check out all the amazing packs. And in case you want to use my code, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And here you can see a lot of screenshots, so you can really see the build in detail. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've enjoyed this build, and I hope in case you should use this build that your Sims will enjoy this motel. My gallery ID is KateEmerald. My builds are CC free, and you can just grab this and have some fun with this if you want to. I wish you a absolutely perfect day. I hope you're doing so well. I love you so much, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.